I think it's something Manchester United, it's what it's about. We've just got a few finals. We want to show you a few clips and kind of the history. Do you remember this one? 1968. Against Benfica.
Manchester United.
So Bobby.
Benfica lost, yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, and I think that's what this club is about. I think I came here because of that, because of the history. You know, I think it's an honour to play for a club that has these huge traditions.
Yeah, I think it's easier for us in the different country to understand how big is Manchester United. Sometimes people here forget about that, maybe even a little bit our players. But when you come from abroad, you understand that this is Manchester United. No matter what the context, you feel that the history, and that's why this club will always be a top club because of that, the past, and also everything around, the fans, the way they behave. So you can understand that.
I mean, this one, do you remember this one, obviously?
That I watched. I remember exactly where I was.
I was in the ground. I was in the Bayern under-18 team. I was up in the stand.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. It was really tough for Manchester United. I remember.
Bayern played great.
Yeah. They have a lot of situations in the end, but then Fergie time and change everything.
Yeah.
I remember quite well this game.
And then obviously we've got, do you remember this one?
Yes.
Against Ajax in Stockholm?
Yes, I had I made my post-graduation in Portugal, and Mourinho had a class, and it was explaining the idea for this final.
Really? I think it was for, I remember it was for...
we'll see if you...
Not the league, but it was for, he went to Tottenham to have the ball.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because they knew De Ligt was a little bit better a ball player, so they were going to let him play, weren't they?
And also, he was thinking that they were really good on the high pressure.
Yeah.
So I remember they had Fellaini, and the idea was to put the long ball, second balls, and then pass the first pressure of Ajax, because a lot of situations from Ajax came from recovery high in the pitch.
Yeah.
And then they avoid that, and Mourinho was really smart on that.
It's interesting you say that, because I think if I think back to the finals, I think back to '99 set pieces, so two corners. Think back to we won in against Chelsea in 08, penalties, and then you think about this one, 2017. It was a bad throw from Ajax. You remember? It was a terrible throw. It was a terrible throw from the left back.
I remember that we score in the first half.
Yeah, but it started from a bad throw. But what I mean is, all the games are decided by set pieces.
A lot of things. If you see our last games, sometimes it's some details. Brentford, we had a throw-in. Patrick receives the ball, kicks the ball inside our box. We fight for the ball, throw-in, and then they were throwing that strong throw-in inside the box with the center defenders there, and we suffered the first goal. So I think we can relate with a lot of games here. I remember Bournemouth, we were okay in the game, and then set pieces. Nottingham Forest set pieces. Yeah. So I think it's really important.
I think from my experience as well as a player, I think sometimes, as a central midfield player, I think second balls can control a game. Yeah. If you win a lot of second balls and you win a lot of duels, actually, it gives you a little bit of confidence or momentum, especially when a team is maybe not at its peak confidence. But I think winning second balls allows you to grow into a game, especially in a final.
Yeah, especially when you cannot have that build-up that you want, and you lose one ball and you lose again the ball. When you put a long ball and you win the second ball, you pass that pressure, and then you have more space to control the game, even for the environment of the game, to our fans. Here, if you win the second ball, you can see the game in our second ball. You can start from there the play without building up and 10 passes to reach that point. So I think it's really important.
How do you approach the final? Obviously, it's a team that you know really well from the league. I mean, we played Chelsea in 2008, and I think it almost helped because we knew every player. We knew everybody's role. So in the end, it was more about just winning individual battles or winning your duels. And if you did that, you can win the game. There were no surprises like that.
Yeah, we need to look at our two games. One of the things that is good facing Tottenham, they are really good, but you can understand what they are going to do, because they have a so strong identity. They will not change. Yeah. That is a good thing. For example, Manchester United with Mourinho, they change all the time the way they play. because of the opponent. Set pieces are going to be a key point because they are really strong on that because they win a lot of corners. So that is a key point. We know we have an idea how they are going to press. They have an idea how we are going to build up. So I think it's going to be a tough match for both teams.
Do you think you do anything different tactically to maybe spring a surprise?
No,
you know,
I always look at the opponent to see where is the space, but we have an identity. In that way, for me, it's easier for our players to understand. But of course, if they defend with 4 or with 5, we change completely the way we play with the wing backs, for example. So I think I'm changing all the time.
Well, I just want to wish you all the best. Good luck. Good luck for the final.
Thank you.
And hope it goes well.
Yeah. I hope the next coach in a lot of years is watching this final.
They will.
I hope so.
Let's hope so.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm really looking forward to that game. For me, it cannot be soon enough. It takes, all the waiting it feels always longer than because it's such a big game. It's a final. It's something special because you work hard to be in a final. So yeah, it's gonna be really special.
For the team.
Well, I think physically it's been a long season, a tough season. We've played a lot of games. If you're in a positive mood with winning games, it's always easier. So maybe this is even more demanding. Physically but also mentally, but I don't think for the final you need to be prepared mentally because just hearing final just gives your body that boost what you need. So yeah, mentally I don't think you have to really do anything extra. Physically, of course, you have to take care good of your body, maybe even more for these last weeks and especially then for the final. So.
What he mean to you personally?
Personally, it will be a big achievement, of course. It's Europa League. It's a final. It's a big competition. After the Champions League, you have Europa League, so it's a big competition. It's a big prize to win. Something which will be amazing.
Final.
It's like I said, the road to the final was not been easy. Has not been easy. We've not lost one game, but we drew some games. Some games were really tight. Some games were really tough. Especially the Lyon game was unbelievable. So yeah, I think on the road you learn a lot. You learn how to be able to win the games even when it's not going well. So yeah, in the Europa League we've managed to do that. So that's something you can be. Personally, I've played a lot of games. I think the most amount of games probably in my career. So in that aspect, it's a 10. It's a 10. But of course. You cannot neglect the fact that it's in the league it's not what I've expected, not what everybody have expected, and not up to our standards. So, in that I'm not gonna rate that one. I think everybody knows which rating that gets.
No, obviously very high. We have a final to play, a very important game, not only for us but for the club. A very special occasion, playing a final of an European competition is always a special moment in a big achievement for everyone. But as we say in Portugal, you don't play finals, you win finals. No, we prepared. We're very happy to be there, but we prepared to give everything to lift that trophy. It's all about that. The team is doing great in the Europa League. It's a competition where we've been very successful, and we just want to carry on and do the best as we can in this final because our fans will be traveling there. They've been there once. As I said before the game against Bilbao, the first one, I hope we can bring our fans twice to Bilbao. They will be there for the second time, and I hope they can be as happy as they were in the first one. No, it means a lot. As you said, it's not my first time, and we have not been successful in the first one. So I haven't played that final. It was basically, as we say, like finals you win, you don't play. So I counted as not played. Obviously, it was a different final as this one is going to be. Every final is different. Every moment is different. This time we'll have the full fans there to cheer us up in the first one. Unfortunately for us, was COVID time. We couldn't have them there, and that extra push from them that we used to have wasn't there, and I think that can be a big difference for us this time.
Yeah.
Very aggressive team in the front foot. They press very well. They defend with a high line where they're very well organized in that. They have players on the ball, quality-wise, very good. But obviously we will study, and we already know many of their threats and everything. But I think more than that, we need to focus on what we have to do to not give any chances away for them, but also to create a lot of chances for ourselves to score goals and win that game.
Yeah, of performance, of course.
Obviously, two different competitions. In the Premier League, it's a different sport. And when you play in an European competition, I think this season what I can tell about this competition is that in the Premier League too soon we lost the opportunity to win the league, and this club we can't be thinking about top 4 or top 6 or whatever. We need to think about winning the Premier League, and we lost that hope too soon, and our fans lost that. And I think as we went through in the Europa League, our fans found something to have some hope. We found something that we could create something special in that competition, and I think together with the fans, we did create something very special. We had moments in games in Europa League that made us be in this final. So I think we understand very early that this competition was there for us. We wanted to go to the end from the first moment, but I think we understood that in a certain moment this was something that we could lift a trophy, we could have a silverware, and I think in together with the fans, as I said, we create something special, and I hope that we can create something even more special in Bilbao on next week.
Before the final.
No, I think we have to prepare ourselves as we're preparing for every game, because we always prepare ourselves to win games, not to anything else. So this isn't different. Obviously, it's different because you can lift a trophy by winning the game. But the way we prepare the games and we prepare trainings and we do things in trainings has to be always the same, 100%. It can't change. And if he has to change to the final to be more, it's something wrong already, because it's too late. So we've been training very well. We're not getting the results we want. We know that. But the training and the focus and everything we have to do is being there. So it's just about getting the same mood we had in the Europa League in every game, the same mentality, the same eager.
Bruno, thanks for joining us. At the European final, it's such an important game, obviously, for the club. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
No, what I hope and I want to happen is that at the end of that game, our team could be the one lifting the trophy. Obviously, we know we're playing Tottenham, both teams not having a great season, but final is a game where a chance to get a silverware is there, one game away, so both teams will be very eager to get that, but we just have to find a way to be more eager than them.
Do you think knowing each other well? I mean, we played Chelsea in 2008 in the final, and I think sometimes knowing, because we knew them so well, you knew every player and all their strengths and weaknesses, so I think in a way it helped prepare for the game.
It helps to prepare for the game, but I think during the game it gets the game very tight. It makes it look that you're afraid of everything because they know your strengths, your weakness and everything. But at the same time, as I said, both teams not having a great season, so I think you probably, I hope that's the final we can show to people on the outside world, both of teams, that both teams want to go for the trophy and give the best atmosphere and show possible to everyone that is looking for. But obviously, it's finding a way of winning the game, because that's what matters the most. And as you said, you played against Chelsea in the final, obviously in Moscow, probably one of my first memories about the club. And the game was quite tight in that sense, because both teams knew very well what was the strengths of the teams. So, but at the end, Manchester got to lift the trophy, and I hope this time in a different competition, but the result is the same.
I mean, obviously for you, you're Man United's most consistent player. And you have a lot of experience in some of these bigger games. How do you kind of help some of the younger guys? You got Garnachos and your Amas, and You know, how do you help them kind of bring out their best in a game which means so much to everyone?
Yeah, to be honest, I think in the young kids now you see a lot of personality. So I don't think I will need to give something for them to bring that out. Because I think that's what we have from them, and what I have to do is try to not take that away from them, because that's something that they can give us through the game. Obviously, the experienced players will try to read more the game. They will try to live it more. So, and we need that inexperience from them to try forward and try things and try to score a goal and beat people. But obviously, what I want the most is that they enjoy this experience, because playing a final of a European competition, being Champions League, Europa League or whatever, it's always a great occasion for everyone. So they have to enjoy it the most, with the responsibility of trying to make it the most for our side. But I want them to enjoy the most as possible, because this is an experience that I think at this club you should have it often, and hopefully we're going to have it often in the future, so for them to get used to this kind of games.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of pressure at a club like Manchester United, and I think you see that maybe with some players that come here that played so well at other clubs and maybe not as well here. How do you think you've been able to kind of manage the expectation and being the captain, but still perform and be so consistent when other players haven't been able to?
I don't know. I just put my expectations always higher than whatever people expect from me. You know, so every season I put new targets for myself. I put new things that I want to improve, to get better, to do better. And I think, as I said before we start this interview, it's a pleasure to be at this club. You know, like I've followed the club a long time. I've seen all the players playing here. You know, for me, it's a pleasure being here, talking with you. I've watched a lot of your free kicks, and the time you've played for the club. And you know, this is a dream come true. So I just have to try to be consistent in the things I do, that I think it helps me to become the best version of myself, and then trying to find small margins, small things that I can improve my game to get that consistent, even going to the next level. And obviously, next level in this club is winning trophies, and this is what I want the most.
Do you know what's remarkable? I mean, I played at Bayern for a long time, and here, every day in my life, I think somebody stops me to remember a moment at Manchester United. You know, whether it's a taxi driver, somebody walking on the street. So actually, the opportunity to play in a final and create memories that last not only for the players forever, but they'll follow you for the rest of your life, wherever anybody goes. And people will be like, oh, Bruno, I remember that goal you scored. You know, and I think it's such a powerful thing to be so positive and think you can create positive memories rather than think, oh, there's pressure or there's expectation.
Yeah, this is I think this is what we all as a players, we need to think, that anything at this club this good, it becomes massive in the future. Yeah. Even people get recognized for a lot of things. You know, for example, let's talk about Federico Maqueda. He scored an amazing 2 goals in 2 games straight away. But the first one, he didn't end up having the career that everyone probably expect him to have, or whatever, for many reasons. But everyone remembers him for that goal. You know, and at this club, for a split second, you can get a memory for life. So I think not for only yourself, but for the fans. You know, the fans create memories by what you do on the pitch, and by lifting trophies. Obviously, is the main target for them, because they've seen this club lifting everything that's possible in the world of football, and we just have to try to recreate that memories for our fans, but also for ourselves in the future, and not in the longer future. Look back and look like, okay, I've done something special for myself. It might not mean a lot for a lot of people, but for myself and for the people that were there with me in that moment, it was massive. I remember last year, the FA Cup, after the season we had and everything, the FA Cup was a massive achievement for us, because everyone now remembers that. Everyone feels that after that moment, like, we could have gone to do something better than we did this season. It didn't end up being like that, but every time they have opportunity to win a trophy, to do something great, you just have to understand that the minimal thing you do great here, it's going to become massive, because this is what this club demands. And when you get this small thing right, it drives you off.
Well, I think I think we've seen that in the Europa League. You know, I was here for the semi-final. The atmosphere before the game was really positive, and I think in the Premier League, obviously, it's been different. But I think the team has kind of responded to the Europa League for whatever reason in the big moments when you need something. You know, Harry Maguire with his crazy run, or you know, the late goals in moments which you needed. And I think the team looks like they're in a good moment in the Europa League.
Yeah, I think it's like, probably we think that we arrive at one point in the Europa League that you felt like we're playing for something here. We really can go. We really can go very far. That was our aim in the beginning of the season. But obviously, I think as you're going forward, you think you get more the feeling of a final, a trophy, an opportunity to be in a big moment and everything. And I think we felt that in the Europa League, as you said, even the atmosphere for the fans, that they always felt that we could go to the end of this competition and win it. And obviously in the Premier League, we started going behind and behind and behind. And obviously they felt like, oh, we can't get much more of what we want from the Premier League. Because at United, you don't want to be in the top 4. You want to win the Premier League. And that's the aim. And we can't hide from that. Is the past of the club, is the history of the club. And has to be the present and the future of this club, always being fighting for that trophy. But obviously, as soon as they understand that in Europa League, we could go further, you could go and push a little bit more. I think even the fans felt that, we felt that. And the togetherness that we felt in every game, obviously I think the Lyon game is the pinnacle of everything, you know, like in 7 minutes you can turn around 3 goals difference. It's something unbelievable and probably not seen many times. But it was that little bit of belief that everyone else had that probably in the Premier League we wouldn't have that in a normal game.
And obviously with Ruben coming in, you know him well from Portugal. Did you talk to him before he coming in, and obviously how much responsibility this club is? Obviously, you know, being the club captain, and him, seems like you guys have quite a special relationship.
No, we didn't spoke before he came. I don't know, probably he didn't want to speak because of like the relationship of Portuguese. He didn't want to create that. Obviously, I have a very good relationship with him. He's a manager that is improving my game a lot, and I'm a person that always likes to learn and improve and get better. So we start playing in a different system and everything. But obviously, I knew the work he was doing at Sporting because it's the team I follow there. I played for them and everything. But obviously, I think he knew the expectation was high, and as soon as he arrived here, I think after the first game against Ipswich, he was very disappointed that we didn't win the game, and he was disappointed with some beats and everything. And I said, "Did you thought that you would come here and the small games, like the small teams, will be the same as the small teams in Portugal?"
Because everybody plays, like even that game, Ipswich played quite well, didn't
they played quite well. They have players on 1v1 very good, like Uchisan and Delap, very good holding the ball. The defenders are strong, tall, you know, like. In Portugal, it's all about technique and holding the ball. All the teams try to play a little bit more. Here is a little bit more intense, the game.
And second balls as well. Here, it's a big thing.
Fighting for it. And I think in the beginning it was like
what's
day
going
after.
on?
Yeah, he got to me and he said, like, "You didn't tell me this." I said, "You didn't ask me. If you ask me anything about before you came, I will tell you what's the thing, how it works, how it's more or less." But I think he got used. He's very disappointed this season because we're not doing very well in the Premier League, and I think you see that a lot when he goes to the interviews after the games and everything. But I do feel the same way, and I think the players feel the same way, that we want more, we can do more, we don't want to be in the situation we are in the Premier League. But at the same time, we know that it is something special coming for us now in the Europa League, that it can make us lift the trophy.
Well, I just want to wish you all the best for the final. I know how much it means. You've got a supporter there.
I hope you can do something in the final for us.
But to be fair, we got a message from one of my colleagues, a guy you know well. He just wanted to.
Yes, Bruno, it's Rio, man. Listen, I hope you do well out there, guys. Please, I need you to win this game, man. I know you're desperate to do that as well. The fans need it. We all need it. And I'm going to see you out there in Bilbao. Look forward to seeing you, man. And take care. Bring it home, Mr. Captain, from one captain to another. Do your thing, man. Take care.
No, look, it's, even like sometimes people could not, and you guys could not think that way, but it's very special for us, obviously, getting some message from you and support and everything, because everyone here, you know, like, is being looking up at you guys. And in a certain point, you could be older. Like Johnny obviously played with some of you. He was very lucky to be in that time, and obviously I think. For us, it's very special to see the support from you guys, because you've been there, you've been in these situations, and I think even for the fans,